So it's getting close to a week now since we got the release of Jesus is King. And a lot of people said I was really unfair, or, my ears weren't really clean, or, the famous, after it's only the first listen, it'll definitely grow on you after a couple more listens. And we're here now. Today is Wednesday. I watched the movie, by the way, which I will say I'm kind of excited for the album that's supposed to release this Saturday. That text fucked me up. The album that's supposed to release this December, Jesus is Born. I mean, the way the movie went, I could definitely see another project coming out. A lot of people are theorizing that it's the Sunday Choir. They're going to have their own album. A lot of that which was left off of Jesus is King. Me personally feeling like, not enough gospel feel for it to be a full-on gospel album, even though it's being labeled as a gospel album. Look, a lot of people assumed, one thing I noticed a lot of people were saying, like, it's called Jesus is King. What did you expect? Of course it was going to be a gospel album. Well, the fucking album was called Yeezus, and he had a track in there called I Am a God. I thought that was gonna be some type of religious as well. And what we got from fucking Yeezus was not anything religious at all. It was the opposite, actually. And it's what's actually kind of messing with my head when I'm listening to this album. Now, when it comes to Kanye West, I really don't put his words into the album, his actions, what he does in real life. I really don't apply that to his music because it's all antics at the end of the day. It's what he does. I mean, look, Kanye's been doing this since goddamn 2008, 2009. It's like, and the reason I say that, I don't count College Dropouts when his antics started. I say his antics were more through the graduation days, late registration days, when he started realizing who he was as an artist and the impact he was going to have on the game. Listening to this album, even if it had 11 tracks, even if it was going to be gospel, I wasn't going to, put Yeezus against him. But that's what's kind of conflicting for me right now, because when you listen to Yeezus and you see all the actions that he's done post-album, it's really not making sense to me, man, because at this point right now, I'm testing his authenticity. I'm testing his credibility. Is he really saved? I mean, and that's one thing that's really getting at me right now is he really saved? Is he really a changed man? Is he doing these things because he really wants to? Or is he doing it again for a move, for a business purpose? Because at the end of the day, Kanye is a businessman. I did not like how he was tying a lot of, first of all, the lack of lyricism in this album. Kanye has definitely declined. The way he moves people nowadays is, through his aggression in his music, through his production. That's what carries him now in 2019, 2017, whichever year after 2010. Production has carried Kanye West. And for me, actually taking a seat back, because the production actually wasn't even there for me, but taking a seat and listening to what he had to say, it sounded like he was kind of just, yeah, I understand being saved. I have a lot of religious friends. They all tell me their experiences, their testimonies. I get that. I mean, I'm not religious myself, but I respect the religion. I respect my friends and how they feel and what they do. And when they give me their testimonies, everybody starts from somewhere. You're not always going to be everybody. Look, that's the one thing. I got to bring that up as well, about how the public and how Kanye are just kind of, or not even Kanye, the album are just kind of going at each other right now. Not everyone starts as this purebred, this pure blood. No one is pure. Everybody sins. So Kanye, being who he is, and we all know who he is, he's had a conflicting past. We get that after the passing of his mother. He's definitely made some changes in his life, and how he is and how he acts. And we all grow up as well, so we're going to be different. But I feel like Kanye, I feel like I don't know if Kanye is actually speaking the gospel. Is he really speaking the gospel? Or is he using his music, is he using that gospel theme to carry on his legacy? You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, religion is a tough topic. It's a tough topic. And no one really likes to ponder around religion. It's really hard to say, man, F this religion shit, man. This junk trash. It's really hard to trash religion. So I feel like, for Kanye to have that safeguard, he just knows, and I think it's a great business move because there's a lot of lines in the tracks where he was kind of just saying, you know, I'm selling this, I'm using this to sell my shit. My Yeezys cost this much, but I don't know, my family is going to be struggling. I'm gonna tell you right now, no one around Kanye West is struggling, including Kanye himself. So when he says that, like, I think it was the one song I disliked when he said that he had to feed his family and all that shit. I'm sitting there like, yo, you don't gotta do none of that shit. Like, speaking like you in a world of hurt when in reality you not. Out of the 11 tracks, I said from the beginning that 4 tracks were the only tracks that really lightened me up, which was Follow God, Chased on Sunday, On God, and Use This Gospel. Actually, 5 tracks. Use This Gospel and Jesus is Lord. I will say that my favorite track on here now, which includes Closed on Sunday, as much of a meme as it is right now, Water, featuring Ann Clemens. I don't know why I keep going back to that track, but I feel like that is a Kanye-esque track. I love the production, even though Kanye gets on at the end of the songs and he starts talking. Actually, he starts preaching, really. I know a lot of you guys said listen to Salah a couple more times. I can respect Salah for what it was. Like I said, I love the crescendos of the hallelujah, 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 and then the drums hitting in the background, the boom. And then when Kanye just goes into the preacher, how he ties all his verses, I appreciate it. You know, like, I really appreciate it. But there's something for me that's missing with that track where I can't really get with it. I'm kind of just hearing it and I'm just like, I don't know. It's not really doing anything for me. The album definitely is a time and place thing. That's one thing I have to say about this album, because it's not bad. The album's not bad, but the album is not good. It's a time and place album. Because I feel like one thing that I got from every Kanye album was whatever the theme was, whatever the topic was, whatever direction he was going, I always felt like it was perfect all around music. And with this album, Jesus is King, and while I did expect him to master the gospel sound, I don't think he did it with this. Tracks like Everything We Need with Ty Dolla $ign, I felt like the choir that I heard earlier, I told you guys on the Sunday service, he's done this song, and it was called The Storm. That's what you guys said it was previously called with X. But he did this with the live choir, and that was actually a better version of the track. We get tracks like Hands On, which is the track I mentioned that had all this shit where he's saying he's starving and all. Like, I was like, come on, Kanye, you know what? You ain't starving. Your family ain't starving. You good over there, bruh. But another track that really grew on me is God Is. While it may be very surface level, very generic, like I said, that track kind of grew on me. I'm sitting back, I'm listening, and I'm listening more to the sounds in the gospel more than I'm listening to what Kanye is saying, as bad as that sounds, because you still have to say something in your music for it to be a stable track. Water was another one that the beat carried. God Is, the beat carried. Everybody can hate on Closed on Sunday as much as he said Chick-fil-A and you my number one with a lemonade. I get it. It's a meme when you look at that. Future also said la-di-da-di-da, slab-o-me-da. You know, like, we laughed at that shit, but I can tell you right now, I still bump that shit whenever that shit come on. You're not a gang member, you're a tour. I be blacking now. I be black. Look, I be jamming, all right? Future killed that verse. I'm sorry to say it. I know I was talking shit about it when it came out. I am to admit that shit is fire, and why it became a meme, it also became fire. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that the album was bad. It's just, for me, man, it's really a time and place, and I really needed a sound. I needed a specific sound from Kanye West, like on Follow God, which is everybody seems to be. I think everybody has come together and agreed that, you know, Follow God is what we kind of expected, you know, him throwing in these old samples, because that's what originally I expected. I expected him to throw old school gospel samples and create a hip hop gospel themed album while implementing the church choir at some points in his tracks. I thought that the genius that Kanye is, he would have done a better job, especially on the mixing. I don't understand how Kanye West, one of the greatest producers, if not the greatest producer ever to do it, has a mixing problem. Did I hear that right? Did Kanye West have a mixing problem? How? How can Kanye West have it? Never before have we gotten a bad mix like this, and a lot of people are saying it's intended, and personally, I don't think it's intended. You guys can probably change my mind, but personally, I don't think that was intended. I think that, you know, from them saying there was mixed delays in the first place, they wouldn't have said that if it was intended. You know what I'm saying? So that's another problem I really had with the album. But I will say, saying that it's bad is going a little too far. But saying it's good as well is also going a little bit too far. It's really indifferent, all right? It's really kind of just a their album. It's just there. You know, it's Jesus is King, Kanye's album. And a lot of you guys saying this is a ripoff of a Yandhi because you guys watch the Yandhi, listen to the Yandhi leaks. I'm actually supposed to listen to the Yandhi leaks tonight on stream, but you know, for you guys saying that this was the Yandhi leaks and this is where you know, what Yandhi originally sounded better. Some of the tracks was taken from Yandhi and put on Jesus is King. I really don't know what Kanye was really going through with this album. Again, though, I want to say one thing I think that still proves Kanye is a genius is no matter what Kanye does, he does it for a purpose. And this is why I can't really take him serious. This album is very controversial. While it may not be good or bad, it's controversial. I say controversial because this man really has the world talking about this album from a political view. That's what's really wild to me. Yeezus didn't even get talked about on a political view. Yeah, a lot of people hated Kanye because he's trying to be this entity and this greater being, acting like he's better than the rest of us, saying he's a god. He's not. He created a lot of hate with that. But now why I say it's so controversial now, because you got to understand, this man made a gospel album. It's really hard to shit on religion, all right? It's one of those things where you don't talk about political shit, you don't talk about religious shit, and you don't talk about family, I would say. You kind of just stay away from shit. Like, there's more, but those are the top three I feel like you just stay away from. Those are the taboos you really don't talk about. So for Kanye to implement his music and then say, hey, I'm going to make a gospel album, let's see you guys shit on this. A lot of people come out saying that, I even got heat for it too, saying you're not religious, you're the Satan, you're the devil, you worship, you know, you're going to go to hell. Look, I'll tell you right now, if it is how it is, that's right. I will not be saved. I used to go to church. I don't no more. I am not an inch of religious nowadays. I just don't. I mean, I believe there's a greater entity. I believe that something had to happen, but I just don't have that faith like other people have. And I don't hate people that do that or have that belief. That's just them. But for me, I don't believe in that. And now you have people like, you know, President Trump's son coming out speaking on Kanye. You have, bro, it's so crazy how you have the church or the religious people and the non-religious people saying that this album is bad. They're clashing at one another because of So Said album, even though the album is very surface level. For me, the album has nothing to do with the album being religious, all right? The album is trash. For it, gospel or not, the album, it doesn't have anything to do with, you know, the album being religious, a gospel theme, whatever. The album's just not that great to me, period. From a sonically standpoint, it's not good to me at all. So that's the problem I have right now, that I feel like Kanye is kind of just laughing in his head, bro. Like and he's just secluded in his room right now, just look at these. Everybody's laughing because it's really hard. It's when you really think about it, man, it's kind of just saying like, F God. You can't say that. You really can't. You can't publicly come out and become this like F God. You can say like, I don't believe in God, stuff like, but you can't say F God. Same way you can't say like, man, F this, you know, transgender. You can't do that either. You just can't. It's just certain things you will get scolded for. And I feel like Kanye is veiled. This album is veiled by religion. It's veiled. You know, like, it will not get the criticism it deserves, in my opinion, because it's veiled by religion. It's veiled by social media. Because, like, I can tell you right now, everybody knows this as well, that social media plays a big part nowadays, what you can't and can do in public. That's true. That's facts. As for the movie was amazing. Even though it was all but 10 minutes, I damn near picked up my icy, sat down, I checked the text messages, the movie was over. Other than the movie being really short, I appreciated what Kanye had. He had an art, he had a vision. It was worth my $15. $15 ain't really nothing to me, man. So it was worth my $15. I do wish he had 2 songs on there, and he also did Street Lights Live on the movie. He did, I'm sorry to spoil it for you guys, but he did Street Lights Live with 2 singers, and he played the piano, which was amazing. It was very beautiful. And then listening to the first track, which included the choir, which I expected to be all over this this gospel Jesus is King album, which they weren't. I felt like this was leading up to what the real album is going to be in Jesus is Born, hopefully. I don't know. I'm just assuming. I'm throwing theories out there, but I'm just telling you right now, that first track, I put it on Twitter. I put a little snippet on Twitter. That first track was something beautiful, was something amazing, was something like how the intro was. And the intro was cool, but if that was on the intro, I'd have been shook like, holy shit. That's what we needed from Kanye. Get in the comment box below, man. Let me know how you feel. I gave you guys my opinion on what I thought about the album. It didn't really change except 2 tracks. If you guys want to call 7 out of 11 a good album, I say it's an alright album. I'm really indifferent. I will not get a vinyl. I will not overplay it. I will, take the songs. I think I put 2 songs on my playlist from it. The Chick-fil-A song and Water. Those were my 2 tracks that I had. And Follow God. Follow God was. So I had those 3 tracks on my Spotify and my Apple Music playlist. And other than that, man, it was kind of just really a throwaway album for me. I just think it's more political than actual art. I mean, when you really think about the grand scheme, man, people are going at each other because of this album. And when you think about it, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm not a Satan, all right? I just don't like the album. But whatever you want to tell yourself as a Kanye stan, a religious Kanye stan, how you feel about it, whatever you need to tell yourself to, feel better about the album, you do. But I'm just giving my opinion. That's what I really think. I can't trust Kanye right now. And I don't like to put his outside image in towards his music, but it's really, really this eerie feeling I'm getting that deep down, he's doing this for a reason. Just seeing his actions even after the album, watching the interview, I can't believe that someone, another thing too, my bad, before I end the video, it's even the Christian side, not even the Christian side, but the religious side, the people saying that Kanye cannot have changed. That's another way. It's another veil. If you're truly a Christian or you're truly religious, everybody sins, right? Everybody sins. Everybody should have their time to sin and then to make up for their sins, right? So how are you going to down a man who's trying to make up for his sins, right? You see how that Kanye has that veil? So you can't really get mad. So now people are kind of conflicting because, damn, if he's really religious, I have to respect that. But people are still saying, I don't like Kanye as a person. So then at that point, are you really religious? Are you really a true Christian? Whatever you are. I know there's other religions. I always come back to Christianity. But are you a true Christian? Because you're not giving the forgiveness of this man when at one point in time, you might have been saved. Right? That's crazy to me. So it's kind of just like a genius move from Kanye. Because if he makes another album where he shifts his mind, then this album literally proves that Kanye played the perfect villain. Get in the comment box below, man. Let me know how you feel about the album. Let me know what you feel about the whole shindig. Look, I'm just giving my opinions again. I am not religious. I don't have any animosity toward people who are religious. I'm just speaking my mind. So with that being said, get in the comment box below. Let me know how you feel. Don't forget to follow me on social media. Let me know what you want to hear. All that good stuff. Thank you guys for supporting. Put in the comment box below, hashtag what is your favorite track on the album. Let me know how you feel about the album. Give me your own opinions. Let me know how you feel about my theory. That's just my theory. Don't get mad. Don't get angry. I hate people get rude because, I just fucking clown. I have this one dude who always comes in my comments. I don't understand how you watch me and you hate me, but you continuously watch me. That is sickening. You need to go check it. That is a mental health. That is a mental health problem. All right. You need to go get that checked out. Because if I hate somebody, I'm not watching them. Apparently, you guys hate me so much, but you still want to watch me and call me names in the comment box below. That is some mental health issues that you need to go check out. And I'm just going to keep it like that. Till the next time, it's me, boy Dev. Thank y'all for supporting. Thank y'all for liking. And always, we out. Peace.